Good morning on this Wednesday edition of the podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise. We are in here for just half an hour today.
That's
our
it.
regular schedule and programming.
Yeah.
After having 90 minutes or so of our emergency sunrise show in here yesterday.
Right.
It was great to be back in studio this morning. For everyone watching, yes.
It was nice. And I just hope that this is just standard forever.
Yes.
The rest of the time.
Yes, I know.
That
To
was
have this.
extreme backup. We don't want to do that if we don't have to.
I know.
So
I know.
pod stays the pod, show stays the show.
And for other people who not that familiar with our pod, either watching or even working here and being in here, we're like, welcome to the pod. We do things a little differently here on this show about anything and everything we're talking about. Halfway through the month, we got Halloween coming up in just a bit. And that's where I want to start because a web story at rochesterfirst.com caught my attention this morning. People love polls. Lists come out. This was top Halloween candy for New Yorkers.
Nice.
I don't know what everyone's favorite is. So this came from different studies in the research. The consumer data shows from Instacart, Sour Patch Kids eaten in New York at a higher rate than the national average.
Huh.
How about that?
Sour Patch Kids. I would not guess that.
I know. The number one most popular candy in the country overall, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Peanut M&Ms, the original M&Ms, Kit Kats, and Snickers, rounding out the top five.
Sure, Snickers. The peanut butter and chocolate combo is a tough one to beat.
It is. The Peanut Butter Cups, you can't. But yeah, how about
so
that?
easy and
New Yorkers,
delicious.
Sour Patch.
Right. Your kids have a peanut allergy in the classroom?
Now that Brooklyn's in kindergarten, it's not that big of a deal. But at the daycare, it was, we're making PB&J, but it's sunflower butter.
Yes.
Anything else, you're reading every ingredient on the side to see what Triscuits are made out of. Anything else, a cheese stick, just making sure there wasn't somewhere near a peanut or an almond. Right. But yeah, because we know how serious that can be. And that, I mean, that changed up a lot with making lunch from home.
Sure. Yeah, we've got that at ours. It's a kind of a peanut-free room, basically. And Mason has his snacks that he brings there. So, nothing with peanut butter in there at all. And it's going to be kind of tricky for Halloween for those kids that do have the peanut allergy. They got to kind of avoid all the, basically, America's number one candy.
Yeah, I know. And this was, now that we're in public schools, one of the other messages we got kind of adjusting to, they're like, when we have kid has a birthday, they're like, please don't send anything. Instead, the alternative is a parent comes and reads a book to the class. Like, you pick their favorite book, and that's how you do the birthday. And I was like, that's nice. Right. And also, you don't have to pay for all of them. Get all these cupcakes, carry on, bring them in. It's easy. Just one book, go in and read it. And then the kids will be like, dude, where's the candy?
Yeah.
Like, where's the icing? Where's the sweets?
It's funny that it's your birthday, so you have to provide all the goodies for everybody else. But I think that's fine. That's how it should be. And I think that's the right thing to do. Just to avoid any food allergy issues, or if God forbid something happens with the food, or if it goes bad, or there's a bad ingredient in there, you don't want issues with that. So it makes sense.
I was also looking at New York had almost 10% fewer candy sales overall than the national average previously.
This is for this year?
We
still got a couple of weeks left.
Last year, and they are not fond of candy corn, buying almost 15% less than other
I know you're not a
states.
big candy corn guy.
Nah, you like it though. You throw it back.
Candy corn. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I try to reduce my candy intake as much as possible, but I'll do some candy corn. I'm looking forward to this year. Mason's obviously going to love it much more. CJ, she's, 2, so she's starting to get into and we've been practicing around the house, saying trick or treat and then saying thank you after, which is obviously a big deal because once the kids realize that they don't have to say thank you, it's like, why am I even doing that?
Our kids usually just, because they're so very shy, they'll do the trick or treat and they'll get it, or we might have to, and then we'll say thank you, and they just do a big smile and kind of walk away and I take it. And I'm like,
really?
Thank you from all of us. But they it's just the shyness. But that's fun. And it's on a Friday this year too, which is just perfect.
Really
so we
nice.
get the whole weekend.
You're not like stressing about, okay, kids, like dad's got to go to bed.
To figure it out, or school the next day, or anything. So we'll get the whole weekend, and then of course that weekend before, so a week from Saturday is when so many towns and villages will be having their own thing.
Sure.
I did go through Walmart the other day picking up some things, and the Halloween section, as soon as you walk in, is just
Yeah.
it's bigger than back to school.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
just wild.
Man.
And then all the costumes over here on this aisle, just bags of candy. And I'm like, anyone who walks in, because you have to go through certain gates,
Yeah.
it's just is right there.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, parents, just avoid it for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, man.
To tell them no.
They're a bit, and then
Yeah.
right behind that, so you got the Christmas section
Yes.
starting to get up.
We
and
ended
running.
up going to Lowe's real quick yesterday, and as soon as I walked in with Brooklyn, she was like, "Dad, look!" And it was
Yeah.
like the abominable snowman, Rudolph,
Yes.
everything are just 50 feet high,
ready to go.
standing there.
Lowe's, that's almost in front of the Halloween at this point.
Yeah, it was.
just-
I
it's
don't
like
recall seeing like
slid
Halloween
it
was
on over.
off to the side, but it was just Christmas front and center. They always have it up on display, but I've never seen like the giant, Bigfoot snowman.
Yes, the Yeti.
Actually in a yard. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I know. It's look. I think that's just the way it is. I
Yeah.
thought one of the best sound bites was when Oran was in Goodwill, and the woman who's like runs Goodwill of Western New York or whatever was like, "Yes, we have Christmas stuff, but that's because everybody else is doing it."
Yeah.
And she like eye rolls on TV, and I'm like, that just encapsulates that whole thing.
Yes.
How she said it, she's like, look, everybody, it's the cat out of the barn thing.
Yeah.
It's what retailer can get there first and which one can put it on display first, because
And they have it.
people are buying it.
It's up for like half a year, and then like December 1st to Thanksgiving, it's gone. We're moving on. Like
Yeah.
Valentine's Day,
Right.
get ready for that. Why I was at Lowe's, I'll give this update here in my plumbing situation.
Yes.
The kitchen sink now works.
Good.
My great father-in-law, Frankie,
Yep.
I called him up, came over, spent his birthday under my sink.
That's probably the best way he could spend a birthday.
I am sure the girls were there too, so I actually think that he was pretty happy, help out, did
Yeah.
it for us. He's spent a lot of work on that. I had to go get some pieces that had broken off some newer ones,
Oh,
and he ended up
really?
having to go into the basement to run the snake
Oh, wow.
through that point of the pipe. So I had a
It was
clog like
bad.
way down. And there are piping, in a basement and a roof when it's running out to the road. Sometimes it's just a solid pipe. Sometimes people put like emergency valves in there where they
Yeah.
stick out to the side where you can open it if the clog's there, where you don't have to run a 200-foot snake all the way down from your sink.
Uh-huh.
You can do it from there. And he cleared it out, and he was like, it was pretty rough. And then
Wow.
connected it all back together.
Interesting.
I know hardly anything when it comes to handyman stuff around the house, doing
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
sure.
So he helped me out.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that I've never seen a kink that bad, that far away from the sink.
We took off the U-shaped pipes right underneath where it holds water so the sewer gases don't come back, and there was no clog there. It was clear, and it was like way down, and he had the snake going in there,
Yeah.
which was, I don't know how many feet, 30. And he was like, I don't think there's anything. It may be
Wow.
further down. So when I went to Lowe's to pick up some pieces, he took care of it, and he was like, it was pretty messy down there. That clog.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think about you when I'm pulling hair wads out of my sinks, because I have one daughter and a wife who
Yeah.
both obviously have long hair.
Yeah.
And you've got 3 girls in that house.
I do.
So I can only imagine the amount of hair that is just in your house in general. And you have the dog too, I guess.
I do that. I have a particular set of tweezers that are used just for that.
Yeah.
Every once in
Sure.
a while, when I know it's slow, I'm like, I know I don't need the Drano, and not to gross people out, but it's just
a lot of hair in
it's
there.
hair. I don't have much to lose.
Yeah, I
Even
was
if it
gonna say,
falls
it's not
out, it's
coming from
very,
you.
very short. It's not coming from me. So we have that. Have you seen any work on the floor at your house? Redoing
We've
that?
had the major sanding done,
Mm-hmm.
and then today hopefully we'll do the higher grit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The finer grit to really get it down, and hopefully it'll get shellacked next couple of days. But I tell you, there's just this weird man desire that you have to do work. At least I have it. I know, because I keep asking, because we took the trim off and we're going to install new trim for it. And then I'm always like, Lauren, so I have to go pick up the trim. We're going to start working on that. She's like, that is so far on my back burner that I'm not even thinking about that right now. Let's get the floors done. And my brain is just like, I got work. Gotta
next
get the work
thing.
done.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if other people are doing work, I am like drawn to it almost. And it's like, I have to tell myself, like, it's okay, relax. My work will come. It's
like
like
you-
this man thing, this like inert desire to work on the house,
Take whatever crib camera you can and just put it up in the living room, watch
Yeah,
the guys
just
work on
soak
it.
it in,
Yeah.
right.
I did have a bit of a moment of panic yesterday. I went out for a run since I couldn't do anything with the sink, since I didn't know what the heck I was doing till Frank came over. And as I was going through some Webster neighborhoods, I saw the Leaf pickup trucks out. Zone 1 making their first run.
Man, this feels early.
I know. I started thinking, I was like, okay, I don't have leaves out right now. I haven't done it just. It's been wet, and I was waiting for them to really start to dry. And then I started thinking, okay, that's one run down. How many more are left?
Right.
And how many more are coming? And it was just this sense of impending doom of having it all done. I know. It takes a while to go back through. I have a guy who moved into the neighborhood who's new. He was out there with a rake on his, and I'm like, boy, you got a lot of leaves.
Yeah.
We got to get one of those blowers and work on that.
What percentage of leaves do you think are down from your trees?
From mine?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe 10%.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
This is the same. I'm probably close to 10%, I would say. So I think we're weeks away.
I look around, like, it's the people who have like one tree that they have to worry about, that tree's just about done. And I'm like, how? Like, how? I do
like they insulate each other.
Yeah.
Trees talk. There's science that shows that like trees actually talk to each other in some weird language about like pesticides or not pesticides, like pests in general and like diseases and things like that. Like some trees will warn other trees if there's like a certain, bug or something like that. So I think that might be a thing. The lonely trees are dropping the leaves early.
I do find it gratifying to go out and blow leaves. Like you just go right through. How do you organize the line, push it all through, and just how clean it looks after? It's a fun job. But I mean, 2 hours of work every Saturday until Thanksgiving.
I know.
I'll be doing that.
Big win possible this weekend, I think. I think Sunday could be real windy, maybe 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. So
I should do it there on
keep moving.
Saturday, maybe. While we're talking a little bit about weather, how about today? What if it's warmer now than it is this afternoon?
I know.
Tonight?
55 we already hit was our high temperature, and we came down. Now we're in the low 50s. I think we could bubble up maybe back to 50s later this afternoon. But north wind, that's the big thing. So you feel that if you're along Lake Ontario. Still small craft advisory, a lot of whitecaps out there. But otherwise, just kind of a nice day. We have clouds this morning. Sun comes out later this afternoon, and then we'll drop down 40 tonight. I'm sure there'll be some 30s on the map tomorrow morning.
For people who watched us when we end our show at 7, and then before our first cut in, when we see you during CBS Mornings, I saw you sprint out towards the back door to try to glimpse any color of the sunrise, and you even told me on air, it was like 2 or 3 minutes. It was quick with some of the clouds this morning.
Yeah, I threw it up on Twitter and on my Facebook was a gorgeous sunrise. We had some mid-level clouds. There were some kind of gravity waves in the clouds, so the brightness allowed to illuminate it. And it's interesting, if you have thicker cloud coverage, so the sunrise was 7:25. If you have thicker cloud coverage, the pink is going to hit a little bit earlier, so it's going to be closer to like 7:05 to 7:10. If you have a thinner and a higher cloud deck, it's going to be a little bit later than that, so it's going to be closer to like 7:15, 7:20. So not only does it matter, it's always so you see sunrise there 7:25. Yeah. It's always before the sunrise.
And here you go.
There it is, and after the sunset. And that exact moment is likely going to come depending on where the cloud coverage is.
Oh, man. Beautiful. From way up top, you got to peek, stand on your tiptoes when you step out our door.
That's right.
By the way, this
my RG&E.
Can we?
It's so passive aggressive.
We everyone gets this email. I saw I got it too. I got this one as well. This image comes through, and it's getting ready for fall and winter. Try to worry about everything that's over there on the right. Pops up. Yes, those are just ads. So this was, make sure your home can handle the colder days ahead.
Yeah.
And you said, looks like I'm losing 70% of my heat.
Yeah,
in the home.
I was doing the math on here, and they're like, you're going to lose 25% of your heat through your roof, 25% through the windows. And you add all these up, and it's like, okay, so you're just covering your butt. I'm losing all my heat.
The other 30% is like just us talking inside the house.
Yeah. The body heat.
Yes,
right.
That's
exactly. It's silly.
We got more to talk about here on the podcast this morning. Our What's Up Rock on the baseball playoffs. Also, Sean McDermott asked if he should make some big changes after a couple of big losses.
Red flag.
That is coming your way. Back here on the pod this Wednesday morning, October 15th. He's James. I'm Brennan. We've got a little bit of a Sports news and notes, some talkers to go through.
Yep.
You brought up for our What's Up Rock question this morning as we've got the MLB postseason in full swing, closer and closer to the World Series. Those series still going on. See the road teams both up 2-0. So Seattle over the Blue Jays. That one goes back to Seattle for games 3 and 4. And then Milwaukee going to the Dodgers, trailing that series as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice graphic.
It is.
Help
isn't
you
it?
visualize.
Got all that of how they got here. And it's the MLB postseason runs about a month compared to the NBA playoffs. I know they
Yeah.
can't play back to back, but
Right.
that takes like almost 4 months when you're done with March Madness
so
and getting
long.
to almost July.
Especially if games go on. I
know.
know. Game 7s and stuff.
And it's like 2 days off between each game. It takes 2 weeks to
Right.
play a series. So we wanted to know, a lot of people here, Yankees, Mets fans, maybe some Blue Jays fans here, or just baseball, were they following along with the playoffs? And this was our poll results this morning. 55% said no. We had 44% with us saying yeah, casually into it.
That's better than what it was before.
I know, it was about a third. It came back. Maybe everyone who stayed up watching a game
Yeah.
got on there and voted for it.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple of years ago, I adopted the Mets as a team, just someone local where I see a little bit more of it, some coverage. So, but casually through the season, I'll follow them. Like maybe watch the equivalent of a whole game out of 162.
Right.
Just because it's so long. And it's not really my thing, but baseball playoffs are fun.
Yeah.
Just have it. It just
Right.
feels so much
The
different.
pressure on there.
Yeah.
And I think we love talking about the TV ratings of, football is king. It's
know, it's-
always number one. It just crushes everything else. And live sports usually does well, but basketball is down. And I think probably what's more popular, MLB or NBA? It's probably MLB, I would think.
MLB ratings versus NBA.
Because I would personally, I feel like baseball does have a history of America, right?
How about this? The World Series last year. So that would have been, was that Dodgers and Yankees?
Yes.
The best they could have hoped for.
Yeah.
Almost 16 million viewers on average. And then the NBA Finals, a little more than 11. So at least it was, hey.
Yeah, which was Oakland or OKC, and they beat the Pacers.
NBA Finals, I mean, going back just about every other year recently.
You gotta wonder if the
still more
Knicks
popular.
made it to the finals, if more people would have watched.
Yeah, I mean, this was baseball getting
know?
like its dream matchup of
Yeah, literally,
Yankees
you
and
cannot.
Dodgers. Yeah,
so
I mean,
you're gonna, and there were so many great storylines out of that one.
right. The NBA would have Lakers and Boston every single year,
Right.
if they could. Like that's
Yeah.
and
From
that's what
from
it was.
a purely money standpoint,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. So I think baseball does a good job. And you said the baseball only lasts a month. Well, they can't really push it much further because of weather.
I know,
Right?
I
I mean,
know.
you can't be playing in New York in November.
I know.
You're getting down to the 30s at some points.
And this World Series starts next weekend and then could end Halloween weekend.
Right.
And I was thinking about that. So the Brewers would have a dome. Dodgers don't have to worry about in LA. Toronto can cover up the Rogers Center, and then
that's
Seattle,
cool.
I believe it's also a roof too. But
Yeah.
it's
So no issues really in most of those spots.
No issues for that.
That's
no. The Bills have some time off, and I was looking through just some headlines this morning. I just Googled Buffalo Bills to see what the stories are talking about. Offense failed against the Falcons. The Bills are a broken contender, and it's really difficult to ignore the reason
Oh,
why.
come on. Times.
5 receivers the Bills should look at ahead of the trade deadline. Bills predicted to trade for a 5-time Pro Bowler. Someone threw that out there
Yahoo
as
Sports.
DeAndre Hopkins from the Ravens.
Oh,
Be out of
interesting.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could
Chris
see that.
Olave, Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers been bounced around all over the league. Yeah. Olave from the
Jacoby
Saints.
Myers. Those would be interesting.
So saying that they need to make a move.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are the Bills frauds? Breaking down Buffalo struggles.
CBS.
Plus the chances to win.
These are headlines.
This one. Everything's wrong with the Bills. Why heads need to roll. Oh, man. And we are 2 days into this bye week for
panic.
them. Yes.
Hit the panic button.
So, by the way, we did hear from Sean McDermott yesterday. He was asked if he has considered taking play calling responsibilities away from Bobby Babich, his defensive coordinator. McDermott has called plays before, and he flat out said no. Explain why nothing will change after what was a dreadful Monday night against the Falcons, coming off a loss to the Patriots.
A lot of confidence in Bobby, and Our defensive staff, I thought they made some real good adjustments last night in the second half in particular. At halftime, we came out and played really well after half. But overall, again, within our building, I'm confident in the people in our building, whether it's this situation or other situations, that we can get the job done.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about. We'll see. I mean, when you look around, it's just like, is it receiver? Is it defense, which has been depleted? And we'll see. So they'll be back in a week and a half on the road against the Panthers. And then after that, that's that Chiefs game at 4:25, that big one everyone's looking for, November 2nd in Orchard Park.
I respect what Sean McDermott said, but they made adjustments as in the star left tackle, Jake Matthews, got hurt halfway through the game.
So what was it? 400 yards they gave up?
Yeah, exactly.
I saw another stat that Josh Allen's thrown for 250 twice this season.
Yeah, it's not very high.
And then another one brought up, as people have said, like, are the Bills frauds? And they've said, I don't think any team they've beaten has more than one win.
Oh, okay.
So the Jets, none. Ravens, Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, you want to point the finger, I think. They're still tied for first place. Technically not really, because the Patriots, but they'll play the Patriots again. So they'll get that round again. And I think you just got to make adjustments. Like you don't need superstar wide receivers. It's nice to have, but once you get that person, then that's taking Josh Allen away from reps, because he has to now go just focus on getting in line with that star wide receiver. So I don't know. I think maybe just Shakir needs to step up. Keon Coleman needs to step up. Palmer hopefully heals up. Things to work on.
Try not to play teams that can run the ball. We'll see.
Yeah.
Panthers are turning around. We'll see.
They can run the ball
how
too.
That is in a bit. Finally, for us, I saw a bit of a random story this morning. So there's this new lawsuit. Jif peanut butter maker J.M. Smucker Company is suing Trader Joe's in federal court, accusing the grocery chain of infringing trademarks tied to its popular Uncrustables brand of the frozen sandwiches. Now, the lawsuit claims the Trader Joe's sandwich too closely mimics Smucker's product in the design and packaging. It's close, but you can see differences. Smucker's claims the Trader Joe's product unlawfully copies the round shape with the crimped edges and imagery of a sandwich, revealing its filling, what it's bitten into, just like that.
Wow.
It also said Trader Joe's using blue packaging is similar to what Smucker's uses as well.
You see these knockoffs all the time. Every company's got the knockoffs.
I know. I'm trying to think of the last time I saw an Uncrustable knockoff. I've never seen this one. I don't think Wegmans has its own brand, or I'm sure Walmart might, but yeah.
I think Aldi's got.
These have been around forever. They've been around forever.
Right. That's interesting. Trader Joe's. I like Trader Joe's. I go there pretty often, but I feel like as of late, a lot of their frozen stuff is just kind of underwhelmed.
Yeah. What do I always get from there? Popcorn, snacks.
Popcorn, sure. They got good olive oil.
There are a few more dangerous places than that Plaza parking lot outside Trader Joe's in Pittsford when you come walking out. For sure. And that place is always jammed going on the inside. Right. I will say those Uncrustables, my wife tells me try not to get them for the kids and just make like a regular one and cut it. But if I ever come across a frozen one of those, man, classic.
Well,
classic.
you can freeze peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. We make our own. And this is, the girls are like, anytime I do peanut butter and jelly, which they will eat, thank goodness, they say grab a cup and we put it on there, make our own, tear it off.
Get rid of the crust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just cut in a diamond style.
We should do that for What's It Rock About crust.
Yeah, do you do the crust
on a sandwich?
Yeah.
You got that.
Gotta be hungry, I guess. Hungry enough.
One more quick weather before we get out of here, just to summarize anything.
Yeah, I got a new computer, so thing's not loading my 8-day forecast, but it should
still have this.
Yeah, we still got this coming up here. Mid-50s for you, which is below average, and the sun is nice. The sun should come out later today. No chance for any rain for you. Cool tonight. Some frost advisories coming up, I think, tonight, and then tomorrow night as well, with lows in the 30s. It's always away from the lake this time of year. Lakes, water temperatures still pretty mild. Water temperatures in the 60s there. So your 40s, 104 north, and then 30s once you get down closer to the thruway.
The difference of that chilly late breeze whenever we start coming out of the winter season. We'll see you on air, News 8 at noon, midday, and back here tomorrow for the pod. Bye, everybody.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.